Okay, here we go. Laser Marines. I'm your co-host, Michael. And look who's joining us again. It's Caitlin.
No
Woo!
way. Hey, guys.
Is this your
Caitlin.
third time now?
Fourth.
Oh my
Fourth.
gosh.
You're going to have to get me a contract and a salary at this
Yeah,
rate,
we're gonna
please.
have to talk about that. Paid vacation
We'll negotiate.
days.
We'll talk
yeah,
later.
We'll talk later. All right, and as always, joining us is Champion.
In my regular chair, yes.
That's right. Yes, we kept the order. This is
That's
good.
right,
I like
that's right,
it. Okay.
That's right. So it's a little known fact that Mike and I can't sit directly next to each other.
No. I'm gonna say, God
just
forbid
start,
you
like,
do.
kicking.
The universe
So stop
will
playing footsie with each
blow.
other.
That's why, yeah.
So it's like high school all over again.
Exactly.
No, let's keep them separated.
Okay, and also joining us, Two-Fisted TJ.
Yes.
Woo!
Two-fisted TJ in full effect.
So you got to tell us, why are there two beers in front of you?
The bartender working accidentally poured the wrong beer for a friend of mine, and so this one was left over, and now I have both.
Nice.
And those
that's-
beers look slightly different. All right, what are you drinking there? This looks like a juicy IPA
This is a juicy IPA.
from Frank's Brewery in
Yes.
Tecumseh.
I don't know what that one is.
We find out later, right?
Take a sip.
There are worse things that could happen.
True. Okay,
Having
but
two
guess
beers.
what? The Team Wolf fans want to know.
I want to say it's Rose City Blonde.
Oh wow, you're very
Another
astute
fine
there.
local beer.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Interesting.
I'm a little knowledgeable.
Okay. But how knowledgeable are you about Teen Wolf?
This was actually my first time seeing it front to back, honestly.
Wow.
Like, I've
Okay.
seen a ton of clips growing up, and it was on TV, off TV. I see bits and pieces here and there, but front to back, full watch, first time.
Interesting, Caitlin. What's your experience with this movie? Because I know you picked it.
I picked it. However, I have never seen it before. It was one of those where it's
Wow.
always been sitting in my watch list. And when it came time to like recommend some Halloween movies for these Wednesdays, I was like, you know what? This seems like a crowd pleaser. Like, I feel like people are really going to like this, whether you've seen it before or not. I feel like it could be a good one. Because when I would look online, again, it was on my watch list. People said nothing but good things about it. I'm like, you know what? Give it a shot. Get some Michael J. Fox in there.
That's really interesting. It's a bold decision. Most people, when they get the rare picks that we dole out,
I like to keep people on their toes, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot to say later, but in case I forget, Caitlin, what's that thing when you give someone like a word that like makes them into like an assassin and they just drop what they're doing and pick up a gun?
Sleeper agent.
Sleeper agent. So
Yeah.
what's it called when they give them a word? Is it like a post-hypnotic suggestion?
Oh, gosh. That's
I think it is, right?
English
Yeah.
teacher's failing
Activation
over here.
phrase.
Activation phrase.
Yeah.
It's like a trigger word.
Trigger
word.
Yeah,
There
it's
it
a trigger
is.
word.
The trigger word for later is crowd pleaser.
Crowd
So just you say
pleaser.
that to me, and I'm
Yep.
going to give my opinion. But
sir.
for now, we're going to talk to this guy,
Hi.
Champion.
What's up?
Have you seen Teen Wolf before?
no, I never have.
Holy moly!
This is my first
what
time.
have you been
Yeah.
doing with your life?
I've been watching other Michael J. Fox properties like Family Ties.
Yeah, Family Ties
Or
and
Spin City.
and Spin
Yeah,
City and what Doc Hollywood,
Yes.
right? And the Hard
I
Way.
think that's all that he's really been in.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. You've been wasting your time. In other words,
The Frighteners.
The Frighteners. There's that other one where he's in the car with the car.
You lost me on that one.
Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah, back there. Okay. I thought you were talking about a different one.
No, a different one with the car. No, Back to the Future. But here's the thing. Okay, when I was a kid, I saw Back to the Future and Teen Wolf over and over and over and over. And I remember thinking, which one of these is better? I can't tell. And then when I got older, I realized Back to the Future was much, much better.
Really?
But then tonight, I kind of thought maybe I was wrong. I don't know. Maybe.
Ooh.
What do you think?
Melding of the minds over here, right? I was gonna say,
whoa.
I don't know. Because Back to the Future, that was one that one of those ones, it took me years and years to finally actually see in its entirety. And it was here, I think I saw it for the first time, right? So, while it was a great watching experience, I'm watching this one. I'm like, I feel like I laughed more at this one. Maybe it's the plot line where you don't require trying to, have your mom seduce you. That kind of appeals.
Okay,
but
that's
maybe it's the fact that the love interest is someone named Boof. But,
as opposed to Biff. Yeah,
Biff and Boof, match made in heaven right there.
right. Okay, TJ, Back to the Future or Teen Wolf? What do you think? What's better?
I have to lean towards Back to the Future personally. I just watched it way more growing up, like almost wore out the VHS watching it. But if you're going to go A-B comparison between the two, yes, they both came out the same year, but you also have to look at the production values between the two.
Okay.
And the production values with Back to the Future, with the studio backing them and the effects, even if you take the effects away, just your normal camera shots, it just seems that it's a higher production value on Back to the Future as opposed to Teen Wolf.
Robert Zemeckis, right?
Yes.
He was the director. He's
Yes.
now very famous. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's probably
yeah.
part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. No. No. For an AB with
What just
production
happened?
values, like the production values on the on both of them for the prosthetics,
Yeah.
were both top notch. Like the Teen Wolf makeup was amazing. The makeup for Marty's mom and dad in 1985 were great.
Yeah.
Because guess what? In 1985, you couldn't de-age people. Crazy.
That's true. That's
Okay.
true.
You had to add makeup on younger actors, and then you take the makeup off, and oh, hey, look, now they're younger,
Right.
right?
right.
So I'm not going to add that into the production value, but no, the production values are different, just based, even just on the camera stock. It
Yeah,
seems
yeah,
just
yeah.
like the film, quality is like a different quality.
I'll give
to
you
it.
that. Yeah. Ian,
Yes.
Back to the Future or Teen Wolf?
You see, you've been asking this question, everybody, as though it's
Yeah.
a serious question.
Dead serious.
I'm starting to believe that maybe you are dead serious. So I'm going to answer it like a serious question.
Okay.
Back to the Future, 1,000,000 times out of 1,000,000 dunks on this movie. Now,
Nice basketball reference.
now I did laugh quite a bit
Yeah.
at Teen Wolf, and I laughed at Teen Wolf more than I did at Back to the Future. It was funny, but Back to the Future is a movie. And what's more, it's a masterpiece of a movie.
It is.
Whereas Teen Wolf, it's more of a music video. It's got about the same plot strength
Okay.
and story
As
as
a
a
Guns N'
music
Roses
video.
music video.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
And that is to say nothing.
Okay. Ooh.
There's no real arc. There's no real story. There's some things that happen, and it's kind of dressed up like, hey, there's something that Michael J. Fox has to sort out here, right? He's turning into a wolf, and how does he keep going to school and playing basketball? No, he just does it. He turns into a wolf, and then he wins a game. He learns how to do a free throw, and that's it. He doesn't really face any challenges along the way.
Oh, can I challenge that point?
Yes.
Oh, you like that? Okay, so I think
Challenge
that
time.
It wasn't as good as my basketball
no.
reference.
Okay, so here's the thing. I jokingly asked Heather and Ian what they thought the analogy of the film was because I thought it was obvious, but they didn't say what I wanted them to. I think it's like purely about puberty, right? About someone like a teen going to puberty. Like, he gets the hair on his chest and then the hair on his palms and then whatever. And then like when his dad's knocking on the door, like, son, let me in.
I'm in here doing something.
Yeah. Oh no, Dad, not now. And it's like,
I'm
okay,
your father. Let me
I know
in.
what's going on.
It's like, hey, I know who's knocking on the door. You don't have to announce that
I know,
you're
I'm
my
your
father.
But okay, that being said, it's like a metaphor for going through a change. They even make a joke in the movie, like I think the father says, "Oh, maybe we should have a talk," and then he gets interrupted by Styles. So clearly, that's what I think the movie is like an analogy for. But I do think it does a really good job of it, and I think it's because the message I think of the movie is that, and we talked about this in the last call, is like it's you can change, and then you can. It's almost like you're wearing a mask. So I think Hillary said, wear a mask. And now you're fitting in. Now you're the cool kid. Now you have like the cheerleader girl. But then at the end of the movie, he makes the decision, no, I'm not going to be the wolf to win the game. I'm going to be myself. And my team is all going to work together and we're going to win the game. And they end up winning.
He didn't let the testosterone win.
Exactly. You think that's what it is?
He didn't let all those teenage hormones going
Okay,
crazy just
okay.
take over,
He can be a
Interesting.
little boy
We've
forever.
all had those type of people in high school who did not choose to keep the wolf in and then
Yeah.
kept the wolf out. And it's certainly a journey.
So you know that old, like, you know that saying, you know, I have two wolves inside of me. Is it about which one do you feed? I feed the teen wolf. Is that what this movie is really about? Is that the message? I don't know. But here's the thing. Okay, I love this movie. In fact, I would go as far to say, okay, there's only two things in this whole movie that I don't think are perfect, okay? One of them is when they set up, I like set up some payoffs. They set up the fact that Styles is the cool guy and he's going to stand on the roof of the van and like dance and do whatever, Beach Boys. And then later on, he wants to do it again, but then Teen Wolf says, what does he say? He's like, he grabs him and he says,
This is my. I'm gonna.
these waves are mine.
These
waves are mine.
Or
Yeah.
something. And
These
then the
waves
next thing you
are
know,
mine.
broad daylight.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it, but it's ridiculous.
Like,
I mean, maybe that's an
So it's also-
understatement.
there's no way someone saw that and was like, oh, there's that Scott kid again, you know what, being his little shenanigans with Styles over here. No, again, it's broad daylight. It's like, hey, you guys can wait a few hours.
Well,
Like,
no,
Good
no,
point,
no.
good point.
They played that back in the movie though, because when they go around the corner, Styles throws a beer can out of the van.
Yep.
And it lands at the hardware store footsteps of his
Oh,
dad. And then
father.
his father sees like, hey, so I've heard you've been out doing some stuff. Oh yeah. Oh, well, I've seen it. He's like, well, you know, I'm going through some stuff. So no, there was a call and response to that almost immediately, and he was. Michael J. Fox's character was just Scott was kind of blowing it off. It's like, oh no, I'm going through some stuff. Dad's like, no, I've been there. And that was the lead into the speech where he's like, hey, I went through the same thing with your mom and his other guy, the vice principal. And that was the lead in.
I liked that.
For the father realizing, oh, my son's out gallivanting around in broad daylight. Not all the basketball games. No. I didn't know about that. But the beer can at my doorstep and my son doing a handstand on the van, which he said in the movie, oh, I saw you doing a handstand on the van going down. That's what called him back in to talk to him about it.
Okay. I have a quick one more comment about the handstand. I once I had a conversation with Joe O'Brien, our buddy, about what makes a good movie. And my theory was that any movie that surprises you is a good movie, a good story. And Joe O'Brien said, so I was surprised when Teen Wolf came around the corner doing a handstand on the van. Doesn't mean it was a good movie. So Ian, is Teen Wolf a good movie because he did a handstand on the van?
like automatically takes it from like a 2.5 to a 5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
On that.
Oh,
That's it. That's the deal
absolutely.
breaker.
Absolutely.
Because he did a handstand on a van.
Does it bring it up to a 10 out of 10?
So
Or 5
what
out of 5?
what you're asking generally is that a film with the protagonist, whoever it might be, doing a handstand on a van, does that make for a better movie?
That
If
is my question. It's a yes or no question, Ian.
Yes.
Okay, 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10.
But no, I rolled my eyes at a lot of that.
Okay.
Pretty hard. Again, this sort of follows the whole. It's a music video.
Okay.
We saw people doing handstands on vans or riding vehicles for 7 minutes of this 90-minute movie.
True.
It was 7 minutes of that, and there was like 40 minutes of basketball. There wasn't a lot of anything else. And yeah, it's memorable. Joe O'Brien certainly remembers that scene. But I don't think it pushes this movie into any sort of an upper echelon of cinematic
Okay.
mastery.
I guess my theory
It
was
kind of
wrong.
reminds me of Footloose, like when Kevin Bacon's out here doing mental and physical gymnastics in the abandoned warehouse or whatever, and it's like, whoa, that's really cool. He's doing all of like this bar stuff. But at the end of the day, like, is Footloose like, 10 out of 10 movie? While it's one of my favorites, I know
Yeah.
for a fact it's not a 10 out of 10. I just like having fun. That's
We'll
all.
find out when we screen it here. But anyway,
Well, I was about to say, I've never seen it. We should screen it.
oh, it's on the list.
we have plans.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. We have
Oh, boy.
plans. We have plans.
Evil schemes of sorts.
Yes. Caitlin, I believe there was a trigger word you were supposed to feed to me at some point.
Crowd pleaser.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God. Okay.
Do I win a prize?
Yeah, yes, you do. Okay, crowd pleaser. Okay, this is the key. When I was watching this movie, I recognized that it was not a masterpiece. However, I noticed that everybody was enjoying it, and everybody was enthralled by the story about what's his name, Scott.
Yes.
Scott's like, there's Scott. Okay, there's Boof. Boof likes Scott, but Scott doesn't notice Boof. Scott likes is it Pamela? Pamela, and it's like the whole audience was enthralled by this simple story, and so for that reason, I think it's really good. I think that's what a crowd pleaser is to me. I think we're enthralled by the story.
That's and you took the words right out of my mouth there. Like for crowd pleaser movies, I'm a big fan of crowd pleaser movies because I love having fun when I'm watching a movie. Does it have to be absolutely perfect? Does every plot point have to be like, oh, perfect, like masterpiece? No, I like having a good time, and I think if you show a feel good movie like this, does it really matter at the end of the day? Not really. No. Am I going to submit it to the Academy? Probably not. But like that's okay. It's for my library. It's for me. It's about me at the end of the day.
That's a good point. Ian, crowd pleasing. Did you see the crowd being pleased tonight?
I was part of the crowd and I was pleased.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Again, music video, but you can be entertained. It doesn't have to be a technically proficient film to be entertaining. I watch a lot of stupid shit and I laugh my ass off.
Sure.
And again, like I wasn't too like the story. I don't really think there was one.
I think there was, but
the
okay.
the love interest, Boof versus Pamela. Like 30 seconds into the movie, you know exactly what's going to happen, right? That's the girl he's going to end up with.
I didn't know.
Yes,
Well, when
you
I was a
did.
kid, I didn't know. I was like, what? Oh, yes. Yes, you made the right choice.
But you know what? Like that doesn't matter. None of that matters because the movie is saved by scenes like, the floor's wet.
Great.
That's
that's
a good
just
scene.
plot, but it was
That's
so
great.
funny.
That was a great
Everybody
scene.
was laughing.
Banger.
Perfect. That's and it went on just long enough.
Yes.
Yep.
Went on just long enough.
It didn't
And-
overstay its welcome.
Right. Good
And
point.
the dialogue between Scott and the coach was
the best character in the movie.
yes,
It was
yes,
so good.
was invariably brilliant. The dialogue
Great
between those
point.
two, but like it doesn't do anything to advance the because there's no story. There's nothing there, but I still loved it.
Yes.
in that sense, right? Because
The subtlety. Okay, I just gotta. Now that you mentioned the coach, I love the fact that when Michael J. Fox says, "You know how you said, if we ever have any problems, we can always come to you." Oh, of course, of course. Well, I've got a problem right now. Well, okay, well, what is it? You can see I'm busy here. Like moments like that are
And
brilliant.
then he's all like, "Oh, hey, do you want a chicken leg? You want a breast? You
Yeah.
want some fries? Like, what do you want? You want to sit down?" And he's like, "Oh, no, it's more than that." He's like, "Oh, it's money? I ain't got money. What are you talking
And then
about?"
he gives this big story. We're like, what the hell are you talking about? Remember? He says like somebody. I can't remember what he says, but I'm like,
it was-
I
it
don't
was
even
a
know
big
what he-
story about the
6
kid
years
that-
earlier.
Oh, the
yeah,
kid.
they wanted
He's
to
like,
quit.
what ended up happening? He's
To
like,
take care of his
"Oh,
mom.
yeah."
Yeah.
So good. That
quit
was
the
so
team.
good. He was so funny. And then I love the fact. Remember when he has the egg and he's like, he gave me some salt.
Yes.
Some salt. So again, it has
Not
nothing
to
to do with the
mention
plot,
he's
but-
peeling this hard-boiled egg and just dropping the shells on the
Oh,
the
it's
gym
so
floor.
good. It's so good. He's always chewing the gum. I love that character. TJ, were you going to say something else? I thought you were onto something there for a minute.
About
I don't remember.
About which part?
About the whole movie
just
being
get
a
this
crowd
one out of
pleaser.
here.
Oh,
and how
I was
awesome it is.
not going to say about the whole movie being a crowd pleaser because were there laughs in there? Yes, there was definitely laughs. I find that like the first like 20 minutes of the movie, you find that it's going to be one of those typical 80s teen movies.
Right.
Hey, it's a house party. There's shenanigans going on. There's craziness going
What the hell
on.
was going on at that house party
There's,
anyway?
Oh,
there's
for real?
whipped cream people tied up
That was
back
kinda-
to back on the floor, okay, trying to untie themselves. There's no other shenanigans after that part. It stopped being a teen movie after that part, and it really became especially with the soundtrack, the background music became hey, today on a very special episode of Family Matters, or
Yeah.
on today's after school special. It very became, especially with the dad and Scott trying to figure out, having their father-son talk about being a teen wolf. it really started having that feel of like that 80s after school special.
Yeah.
But it kept on being yanked out for, so, to be perfectly honest, some beautifully shot basketball scenes.
Okay.
No,
I mean-
I'm serious about the basketball scenes being beautifully shot. No. I'm not kidding. There's some
mean
one
business.
shots. There were some one shots
Yeah.
where it passes from here down to mid court up to high court, and the shot, and it's one continuous shot, and it's
Okay.
beautifully framed and beautifully done. But it's an after school special.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. I do think that like 80s movies actually have better filming overall for the reason you just said. There's so many scenes in this movie where the camera is just holding on stationary shots and letting things play out naturally. Like when Michael J. Fox leaves the bathroom and goes into his bedroom, and then the father follows him and then leaves. The camera never moves there. That was cool. I also love the shot when it's like a telephoto shot of them coming down the sidewalk, and then they tell that long story. I love that story. Do you remember when we were kids and we ran away, right?
Yeah, where they're just back and forth between that little, and it's a cute little moment
It
between
is.
them. It's
Because
nice.
remember what they say? They're like, oh, we were like in kindergarten or grade or 6 years
They were
old.
five or 6 years old.
5 or 6 years
Yeah.
old, and they're like, and remember, we kept circling around the block because our parents told us we weren't allowed to cross the street. I almost started crying. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, that's something only a kid would do because that's how their mind works. It's like, I want to run away, but I can't cross the street, so we'll just do this. And then and then they go, and no one even noticed.
and no
we were
one
gone.
even noticed. That's exactly what
What
I was
a
going to tie
great
into
story,
with that.
right?
That's a great story, and it solidifies their relationship in the
Exactly.
story of the movie.
Right.
I just think it's a little ironic that little story is a stronger story than the movie.
I agree.
This guy's
Caitlin.
this
I'll
guy's
give
really
you
doing
that.
on the no plot
you
here.
keep harping on this plot. I thought it was awesome. But anyway, Caitlin, what do you think? Was the plot awesome?
About the plot, you know what? I'll be honest. So I'm kind of seeing both perspectives on this here because when I got to that part where the dance was happening, I kind of turned to my buddies and I was like, you know what? The movie could kind of just end here and nothing like,
Okay.
could really come of it. But then I was like, oh no, but there's going to be like a lesson that comes out of it. And like when Mick finally throws like the punch or whatever, that's when it's like, okay, no, now we're starting to get to like the lesson learning kind of out of this, the moral of the movie,
Sure.
if you will, on that. In terms of plot, I think it reminds me it just reminds me so much of those typical John Hughes like 80s
Sure,
movies because
yeah.
during that time that's when they were trying to start to cater to like actual teens like and be like, oh, teens like movies too, we should make more about their issues and stuff like that. So I think a
you're
lot
right.
of the issues of the plot really just tie back to that. And so I can see both. I can see it because at times again I was like, all right, are we gonna get like an actual plot like going here? What's the problem? Like he's having a great time as this teen wolf. What's the issue? Like what's going to be the problem? Everyone loves him. If I were in the bleachers, I would have looked at it and said like freak. No, he would have been my like all-star, just saying. But no, everything was going great.
Somebody in our last call review pointed out a certain quote in this film. Did you notice it, TJ? A certain reference to a certain superhero origin. Did you notice it?
No, I didn't pick up on that. No.
Okay. The father says to the son,
Oh, the Spider-Man reference.
Yes.
With
Oh
great
my God.
Great
yes.
power comes a greater responsibility.
He changes the wording a little bit.
It's not great responsibility,
Yeah,
but more responsibility.
It clicked with me because I
Yeah.
caught on that. I'm like, that was Uncle
clicked with me
Ben.
also. That clicked with me also, but I was gonna go off on a slightly different tangent with the wolf powers. But if you want to go with the Spider-Man
I was
stuff,
gonna
go
say
for it.
one thing quick is that if you think of it like the Spider-Man origin, he gets the powers and then he uses them for selfish reasons.
Yes.
For the whole middle act, and he becomes a basketball star and he dates the hot girl and all this stuff happens, but then he realizes, oh no, I have to be responsible and I have to. I know it's a little bit different than Spider-Man, but the point is that he does learn a lesson, I think, right? That's what I think the movie's about. But TJ, what do you think?
I was going to
What
go
we-
back to my after-school special
Okay.
line of thinking here is
Okay.
that instead of being a teen wolf, he is a teen on steroids.
That's your analogy, you mean?
And he goes and starts road raging at the dance, going to fight his big
Okay.
bully. And it's like,
Okay.
wait, no. I gotta dial this back. I can't
Okay.
be, I can't be, juicing no more. And then for the final game, it's like, no, man, I ain't juicing for the final game. I'm sorry. You guys want me to be juicing? I ain't juicing. We're gonna do this like OG. Let's do
Clean way.
it. Clean way.
So,
Okay.
is this something that everyone should be able to relate to, or
No, it's not. It's not something that everyone can relate to. But it's like, but it just seems
I-
like it's
okay.
like if someone's like juicing up a bit and whatnot, and they
For that poor guy at the
Yeah,
gym.
Mike,
that
come
you know.
on.
Yeah.
They're building
Yeah,
up all
okay.
this muscle
Yeah, I
and
know
this
what you
power
mean.
and
I know what you
whatnot,
mean.
and now all of a sudden they were like, "Oh, hey, in a rapid amount of time, I'm able to do all this stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
feeling better." And everything is heightened,
Right.
even though it shouldn't be the way it should be. And now he's getting aggravated. And we've all heard about roid rage and whatnot. It's been around
Yeah.
for decades, whatnot. And you get an episode of roid rage. Oh, him refusing to go and attack that student
sure?
in the
Okay.
dance. It's him like, no, I'm not going. Oh no, this is a roid rage. No,
Right,
I'm
and he
pulling
pulls
it back.
back, yeah.
He pulls back.
Self-control.
And self-control. And with the light piano music in the background of half the movie, that sounds like an after-school special. This could be a ABC. Hey guys, on a very special episode of steroids.
Okay.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't
Okay.
do drugs.
Okay, but so there's one other thing we have to talk about. We've talked about Michael J. We all love Michael J. Fox. This
Amazing. Amazing.
the actress that
Class
played
act.
Boof, was it Boof? She was great. She was great,
Yes.
right? She was great. Everyone rooted for Boof. Styles.
My absolute favorite. Oh my gosh. So endearing. I just like, he's just a chaotic mess. Like
Yeah.
there's so much going on with him, but he knows limits, but also doesn't know his limits. But I also like how he likes to pawn off stuff to like Lewis and Scott over
Yep.
here, like getting the keg and all that stuff.
Good point. Also, he always had a shirt that had like a little message on
So
it.
great.
Yes,
I
yeah.
love it. I like
And sorry, he was all like, he was so team Teen Wolf too,
Yes.
right? Like
Yep.
he was
Selling merch.
selling merch, and he was like, some of it was like to try and make money, but he was also just so enthusiastic about his
Yeah.
buddy, which was very endearing, right?
I liked his obnoxious shirt, and then like when he goes to like Scott's house, and his dad, not even looking at him, goes, "Hey, Styles, nice shirt."
I love that
So he
suit.
doesn't even
That was a
glance
subtle
up.
joke.
Yes.
Also, I love the joke when Styles is in the foreground. Then he goes to the locker, and it all just fall, and then he falls back, and then it cuts to the scene with Michael J. Fox and the girl, and then at the end of the scene, it cuts back, and he's still trying to throw stuff.
Yeah.
How you doing, Styles? Oh, that was
And
brilliant.
he's completely out of frame at that
Right,
point
I
too. You're just
love
seeing the
that.
stuff he's throwing.
Right, that was brilliant. I love that shit.
Class act character.
What'd you think of Styles, Ian?
I thought he was great. He was
Okay.
so endearing. I thought I was going to hate him at first because he was just that typical like
80s
80s
douche.
shitbag
Yeah.
guy, right? The guy that's going to get the protagonist in trouble.
Yeah.
But he just ended up being, I don't know, just such a enthusiastic guy.
It's refreshing from
Yeah.
like you said, the usual douchebag that gets him in trouble.
And just, I mean, he was enough of a troublemaker to keep things interesting,
Right.
but he never really pushed the envelope there.
Right. So did you talk? No, you didn't talk about.
No, I was gonna say Styles. I actually partway through the movie when he came up, I actually had to pull up the IMDb because I'm like, I recognize this guy from somewhere.
okay.
Similar character, definitely an 80s movie. It had, I swear to God, I had seen him before doing something similar, and I could not pick up on where I had seen him before. But he's done multiple directing, producing things, what have you. But his character is just like, I don't want to call it a stereotype, but it is an 80s
Sure.
stereotype for these kind of movies where I swear I'd seen him do the exact same thing in a different movie, or it was just me seeing clips of this movie.
Okay.
But he reminded me very much of the ticket seller from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh,
Which I haven't seen in a long time, but I'm sure you're right. Yeah.
Even to the point where he had the chain dispensing machine on his belt
Okay.
for your
Oh,
nickels,
yes, I remember
times,
that
and
scene.
quarters.
Yes, yes,
He,
yes.
Like at the basketball game, he never used it, but he had that machine on his belt. I'm like, this guy.
this guy.
The 80s was a glorious time.
I
Sure.
I appreciate and I see myself in that guy.
Yeah, you see yourself in
I
styles.
do. I really do.
He's just gonna show up next week with one of the T-shirts too.
Yeah,
it's
there you
gonna be
go.
like, what was it? It's like something.
What are you
Dick
looking at,
Nose.
Dick
What are you looking at,
Nose?
Dick Nose?
Listen, I was already thinking
Yep.
that. I was already thinking that.
Matching Dick Nose shirts for everybody.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, I'll sell them all for $20 a piece. I'll have the change machine ready to go.
Locked and loaded.
Okay, the last thing we have to talk about is the bizarre ending of this movie, Ian. We both howled laughter. It's like it's a extreme wide shot of Scott and Boof hugging, and then it frames,
Freezes.
and then it
And then it
unfreeze
unfreezes.
frames.
No,
Right?
no. It wasn't Scott and Boof hugging. It was Scott and his dad hugging.
Okay,
And
wow,
it was
that's-
his dad holding him with Scott's
Okay.
legs around him, almost like was it Footloose or a Flash Dance with the legs around?
I think it was
his
Flash
face.
Dance.
Flashdance. I was
Yeah.
gonna say that was a movie.
So literally, it was the dad with Michael J. Fox wrapped around him, holding him in the stands. That was the end of it.
Okay.
No, but
It
Boof was
wasn't-
there too.
Boof was there.
Yeah.
He went to Boof and then went to his dad, and then they embraced. In the last shot, it's his dad and Scott.
Completing the arc of the film.
It like
Full circle.
I had said to my buddy Matt there when the movie finished, I'm like, oh my god, you get this scene and it zooms out and everything, and like, this is a Karate Kid ending. We get the crane kick. You get the Mr. Miyagi shot. You get the hug shot, and you just zoom out, and there you go.
It reminded
That's
me
it.
a bit of when we watched Freddy Got Fingered here.
Okay.
The ending shot of that when Gord is like getting into the like limousine or whatever after they're freed from being hostages, and he goes to get into the vehicle and he stops and it's playing the U.S. national anthem. So it's like for the land of the free. It holds that note and it freezes on the frame where he's like this, and then it just continues on after that because you think it's gonna end right there. But it's
just-
little extra little bit just to
Right.
end off the
It's
movie.
like, what just happened? And why did they do that?
Yep.
Right? 100%.
Creative integrity and all that stuff, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Champion, what do you think?
It's wild. It's one of those like it wasn't funny because it was funny. It was funny because I'm sitting there thinking they edited this and then they watched it and they said, all right, ship it.
Yeah, you're
That's
right,
how you
you're
end a
right, you're
movie.
right. Wait, that's not the final cut. Ah, fuck it. leave it.
Are you sure you don't want to
Yeah.
maybe look at the
Polish up that
last scene a
ending.
little
Yeah.
bit?
You end the movie with Teen Wolf embracing his father, but holding him almost like his legs are wrapped around him, and
Like a
it's not
ballerina.
great,
It's just so
right.
small.
And it was
As opposed to the
But
final
I think-
shot. As opposed to the final shot you see with the team, and the last person, they're hoisting the team up on their shoulders. The last person you see hoisted
Yeah.
up is a chubby guy.
Chub, yeah.
Okay.
And so why
Can
not
I-
have Teen Wolf on the shoulders?
I think
he
what
made
we're
some pretty good
specifically
shots.
addressing is the freeze frame and the
Yes.
unfreeze
Yeah,
frame. But speaking of the chubby guy, I have to say there's two arcs in this film. The chubby guy at the beginning of the movie has the locker filled with all that junk food.
Yeah.
Notice what he's eating at the end of the film?
An apple, during the
Two
game.
arcs, double plot. I love it.
Of course,
Very-
he's eating the apple while he should be playing
That's
basketball.
okay.
So-
Which
Very
is
complex.
awesome.
but he's putting in the work. He's putting in the work.
Yeah,
and
it's-
also you probably remember him from Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Of
He
course.
was-
That's where it was.
Yep.
Thank you.
I think he was also in Animal House, maybe, or one
No,
of those
not
movies.
Animal House.
Oh,
no.
shit. Okay. You got me there.
In terms of like freeze frames, towards the end of the movie, it's just because
So many.
you like to think that John Hughes looked at this and then said, you know, when I do Breakfast Club, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to make sure it ends on like a good freeze frame of
Oh,
like.
you mean this one?
Yeah, or he's got his fist up in the
yeah.
air and stuff and just ends it there. He's like, yeah, see what Teen Wolf did? We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But
Right.
had they ended Teen Wolf on that freeze frame and just cut to black and then credits, that would have been fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why did it stop and then start again?
I know.
I think like, did it start kind of slowly? Like
Yep,
it was.
It did.
It started awkwardly. Yes.
Yeah.
It's as though someone was holding the stop button and then they got distracted
You're
and they walked
totally
away
right, you're
and
totally
the movie
right.
started rolling down the hill.
Okay.
And nobody was paying attention.
Choices were made.
Yes.
Well, to
Or
be
they
fair,
were,
there was
they
a lot
weren't.
of cocaine in the 80s.
Could have been.
And how?
and so knowing that the freeze frame puts it over the edge, it's officially an 11 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10. Okay, it's even better than we thought. So there you go. There's our Teen Wolf review. Thank you, Caitlin, for picking it, because I do agree it was a crowd pleaser. I think everybody here really enjoyed it. I think it was a lot of fun.
I live to please. You know
Oh,
what?
thank you.
That's it.
That's good
Thank
to
you
know.
for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Champion. Glad
Yes.
you enjoyed your first viewing of Teen Wolf.
I did. One of my favorite music videos.
Oh, stop. Don't forget about the guy changing his diet and eating the apple. Anyway, okay, fine.
And Michael J. Fox sliding down a hallway
Yeah, there you go.
for 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Gold.
TJ, big fan.
Sure.
Where does this rate in your list of werewolf movies?
In my list of werewolf movies, it's funny you mentioned this because I was actually thinking it myself.
Of course you were.
It's definitely a werewolf movie.
It's definitely a werewolf
Yes,
movie.
but where does it?
It is. I will say it is in my top 5, not the top 3.
Oh.
Because I haven't watched a lot of werewolf movies.
Oh, okay.
So I'd still go, you
only
know.
watched 5.
Well, exactly.
But
You
where does
got it.
Dog Soldiers rate?
Number 1.
Of course.
Number 1, buddy. Dog Soldiers. That's it. Dog Soldiers. If you don't know it, watch it.
Is that a werewolf movie?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
It is.
It's fantastic.
Okay. It's all starting to come
At this
together.
point, I think it's 21, 22 years old now. Fantastic movie. Check it out.
Maybe we will check it out at Meteor one day.
Make it, well, the quote, make it so.
So go
Well
Teen Wolf.
said.
To quote Jean-Luc Picard
Hey,
from Star Trek The Next Generation,
I never said what I was quoting. I just said 2 quotes.
Okay, no, I noticed.
Good quote.
Okay, thank you for joining.
You're
This has
welcome.
been Laser Brains. Thank you, Caitlin.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Ian.
yeah. You're welcome.
Well, thank you, TJ.
Hey, I would like to say thank you to Mike, to Caitlin, to Ian, Chip, Ian here.
Is Josh
It
around
is
to tell us where you can find the
Laser
stuff? Or
It's been a Teen
TeenWolfMovies.com.
Wolf podcast, man. It's been a thing. Laser Brains, we're out. Make it so.
Go watch. Happy Wednesday, folks.
Sorry.